We start with that breaking news tonight. A terrifying killing spree across the metro this evening. A gunman goes on a rampage, shooting 7 people, killing 4. A Lakewood police officer was among those shot.
Here's a look at where those crime scenes are located. This started in Denver at 1st and Broadway around 5 p.m. There, 3 people were shot, 2 of them killed. At 12th and Williams, another man was shot and killed. The suspect then went to 6th Avenue and Cherokee Street. Shots were fired there. And at 8th and Zuni, Denver police were shot at, but no officers hurt.
The suspect then flees into Lakewood, where he shoots and kills another person at a business on Kipling, flees on foot to the Belmar shopping center, where he shoots a hotel clerk and also shoots a Lakewood police officer. At this hour, the officer is alive and in surgery, and police say all of this bloodshed was carried out by a single person. Let's
get right out to Denver 7 Sloan Dickey tonight, live on scene. And Sloan, what are people saying out there?
Yeah, well, it was quite an intense scene, and this is actually that end point where the suspect was shot and killed. That was after several miles of a car chase from Denver. This is the Belmar shopping district, and if we can just pan over, you can still see the police presence there. That was several miles of destruction were left in his wake. Now, this is 2 days after Christmas in the Belmar shopping center in Lakewood. A man went on a shooting rampage in Denver. He shot 4 people there, and he killed 3 of them before fleeing into Lakewood. Around 6 p.m., that same man shot and killed someone at a business on Kipling and then headed into Belmar. 2 more people were shot here, including a Lakewood police officer and a hotel clerk. The suspect was shot and killed, but police are now combing through several massive crime scenes. 7 victims total were across more than 6 miles. Now, holiday shoppers in the nearby Nordstrom Rack were forced into lockdown, along with several other areas in the Lakewood Belmar area. This is the scene as you saw it behind me, and we have also confirmed that there are still several businesses on lockdown with people still inside, including a movie theater that's behind me. So police are still investigating this scene. It's still very much an active investigation. Fortunately, police did say that there is no longer any threat to the public. It's safe to drive around in this area, but they do say that this investigation is going to continue well into this evening. Reporting live in Lakewood, Sloan Dickey, Denver.
Good evening. My name is Agent Paul Pazen with Lakewood Public Information, PAULOSCKEL. Right now we're working in conjunction with the Denver Police Department on a large-scale active shooter incident that ended here in Lakewood tonight. We have Chief Pazen with the Denver Police Department and John Romero with Lakewood Public Information that'll fill you in on the details of that incident. Please keep in mind that this is a large-scale investigation and it's ongoing at this time, so information is going to be limited, and we will be able to answer as many questions as we possibly can. Right now, I will have John Romero come up with Lakewood Police and give you the information that occurred within our city right now.
Good evening. My name is John Romero. I'm the Public Information Officer here with the Lakewood Police Department. It's JOHN-ROMERO. We still have a lot of details that we're sorting out at this point, so details are still very limited, but we'll give you everything that we can. We're going to start with our incident here in Lakewood, our active shooter incident. Just before 6 o'clock this evening, Lakewood Police received a call of a shooting, shots fired at a business on the 1500 block of Kipling. The victim in that case was pronounced dead at the scene. We got a description of the car and the shooter. Just a little while later, here at the Belmar area behind us, Lakewood agents were able to identify that car. When they attempted to make contact with that driver, the driver opened fire on Lakewood agents. From there, we returned fire. The driver was able to get away. The driver then fled on foot in the area behind us in the Belmar shopping area, where he allegedly felony menaced another business with a firearm before then retreating to the Hyatt Place behind us. It's hard to see from here, the hotel. At that point, he did allegedly shoot one of the clerks there. That person was taken to the hospital. We do not know the extent of the injuries there or exactly how that person is doing. The shooter then fled the area again. He then came up against one of our agents and fired at one of our agents, hitting one of our agents. That agent is currently at the hospital undergoing surgery right now. Fire was then exchanged again with our agents. The shooter, in this case, was taken down. Still unsure exactly if it was by Lakewood police or not, but he was then pronounced dead at the scene. That's what we're working right now. We do have our SWAT in the area. They are still clearing a very large portion of the Belmar area behind us. At this point, we do not believe that there is any additional safety concern to the community. Again, we believe through the investigation with Denver that this may have started in Denver earlier today, and we do have Chief Pazen with the Denver Police Department to brief you on that situation.
John, thank you. I want to first start by acknowledging the victims in this crime. There was a series of violent incidences that we believe started in Denver. The first incident, a little after 5 p.m., was at 1st and Broadway. We had 3 individuals that were shot. 2 adult women are deceased. 1 adult male was injured as a result of this gunfire. Shortly thereafter, we believe we had a second shooting location at 12th and Williams. We have 1 adult deceased male at that location. There was also an incident near 6th and Cherokee. We believe that a gun was fired. However, we do not have any injuries at that particular location. Also, Denver police officers identified a vehicle associated with this incident. There was a pursuit that ensued. There was an exchange of gunfire between the individual, the suspect here, and our officers. Fortunately, our officers were not injured as a result of this incident. We believe that the individual, after disabling the police car, fled into Lakewood at that time. So to recap, we have 4 significant locations where gunfire took place in the city and county of Denver. That was at 1st and Broadway. 3 people shot, 2 deceased. That was at 12th and Williams. 1 person shot and killed at that particular location. 6th Avenue and Cherokee, as well as 8th and Zuni, where the officers attempted to stop this suspect from this killing spree. With that, we'll open it up for questions. Thank you for being here. Again, I want to commend the agents and the officers from the Lakewood Police Department and the Denver Police Department. We're working very close to answer each of these questions that people have. We believe that this incident started in Denver with those 4 specific locations, those 4 incidences that we've described here. As far as what started, that is part of the investigation. We need to really dig in and find out what the motivation behind this was. But what's important to note is we believe that the suspect is no longer a threat to our community thanks to the work of the Lakewood and Denver Police Department's collaboration.
So just as a follow-up, are we thinking of only 1 suspect?
Yes.
Correct. At this point, there's only believed to be 1 suspect. Again, we have our SWAT team who is diligently going through a very large area behind us to clear the area to make sure. But at this point, we do not believe there's any additional threat to the community. We do believe at this point there's only 1 shooter.
And are there still people locked in these stores? We heard that there's people that were on lockdown in North Suburb.
Correct. Some of those businesses are still locked down as we're able to clear that area just to make sure that it's completely safe for everyone. Correct.
Is the officer injured? He or she expected to be okay?
You know, we're still, I'm sorry, it's a tough day for the Lakewood police family. Obviously, when this happens to one of our own, last we heard, our agent is in the hospital undergoing surgery. We do not have any details beyond that. We just ask everybody in our community for their thoughts and prayers for that agent and their family.
Was the suspect in this wearing body armor, police gear of any type?
You know, that is something we're still sorting out. We're working with Denver right now, investigators, to figure all that out. Again, the scene is still very fresh, and it's still very active at this point. As we get more information, we will be putting that out.
Just to confirm, one suspect involved in all of these situations?
In Lakewood, yes.
Again, you know, this is, as John said, this is fresh, right? This just happened. I can tell you that these two departments are working very close to answer each and all of these questions. We want to make sure that we have a timeline of what occurred. At this point, this is all preliminary. We believe that this individual was responsible for this very violent series of events that took place in the Denver metro area.
Can somebody just run through how many people were injured? I mean, I know that you mentioned a few, and that you mentioned there's a police officer and the suspect were shot. Can somebody just run through that overall?
So as far as Lakewood is concerned, we have 2 wounded, including our agent, and there are 2 dead. That includes the shooter.
As we indicated, we have 3 individuals that are deceased, we believe, as a result of this suspect's actions.
Can someone maybe speak just, I mean, that seems like that's a magnitude of massive, 2 counties, 2 cities. Can you just speak to the level of destruction?
Sloan, you said it, right? This is the holiday season. To have this type of spree take place is not normal for our community. We cannot lose sight of the victims in this, the people that are still fighting for their lives, including a Lakewood agent. As John indicated, we want to make sure that our community supports this agent and the other folks that have been injured as a result of this person's violent actions. But I also want to commend both the Lakewood Police Department and the Denver Police Department for putting themselves in harm's way to bring this person in custody or to stop this spree from continuing.
And how does this investigation move forward? It's obviously 2 jurisdictions.
Again, go ahead.
Correct, with 2 jurisdictions. Since it moved over into Lakewood, our investigators have been working diligently with investigators from Denver Police Department. We will work together on this. Obviously, the Jeffco team that investigates officer-involved shootings is also involved in this. So a lot of moving parts, but absolutely this will be a joint investigation between the Lakewood Police Department and Denver Police.
You guys can imagine this is a very confusing story, so if we ask the same questions, do forgive me. So I want to make sure we have this correct. 2 wounded in Lakewood, 2 dead in Lakewood. Obviously, one of those is the suspect, correct?
Correct.
In Denver, there are 3 individuals who are deceased.
Correct.
What about a suspect in that situation?
Again, preliminarily, we believe that the suspect that here in Lakewood was responsible for the 4 violent incidences that took place in Denver that had 3 individuals deceased and 1 individual that was shot and wounded.
And then keep in mind, guys, we'll be out here probably throughout the night. You'll see a heavy police presence. We'll get information out to you guys, so hopefully that'll clarify it from either our office or Denver, most likely probably from both. And then hopefully that'll answer some more questions, and you'll be able to see kind of the chronological order of events with that. Okay? If there's no further questions, we'll get information out again as we get it. It's going to be still very ongoing tonight. Expect a large police presence in this area. We just ask that everybody kind of keep out of it as much as possible so our investigators can do their work. Thank you for your time, and we'll be in touch with you guys.
Thank you.